so there are some really uncomfortable scenes and things I'm gonna have to avoid talking about in this one. So Kimi ni Aisarete Itakatta is a manga that could be loosely translated as something like I was loved by you and it hurt, or you loved me and it hurt. Something like that. It was written by Bakaudon Shiruka. Interesting pen name. And this mangaka is known for particularly gruesome or dark stories that are also hentai. This is, based on what I've seen, their first attempt at a longer narrative that isn't specifically arrow driven. This manga is still ongoing, so like the skip and loafer video that may or may not have come out yet, I can't really sit down and give you a play-by-play of everything that happened because we're not finished. Once it does finish, you can check back here for that. But I'll give you a rough idea of what it's about. Our protagonist is a bad person. Maybe if her circumstances were different, she wouldn't necessarily be a bad person, but she is. And right now I hate her. Her name is Kanae, and she is messed up. The fakeness in classroom politics gets to her really, really bad. She'll do anything and talk to anyone and throw anyone under the bus just to get some semblance of comfort in her classroom, especially now that her old friends have become her new bullies. She forces herself to go to karaoke with them and excuses herself to go have a panic attack in one of the lobbies. A guy named Hiroshi was also talked into coming to karaoke, and he stumbles upon Kanae as she's in the middle of her panic attack. And Kanae's panic attack is not like just a little bit of overthinking. It is the shaking, deranged, like she is not having a good time. And Hiroshi snaps her out of it by asking if she's okay. He mistakes her as just having heat stroke. Nobody's really interrupted her thought spiraling before, so she definitely remembers Hiroshi after that. One interesting thing about Hiroshi that gets really important later on is that he is the high school's ace baseball player. According to others, depending on who you ask, he's definitely out of Kanae's league. Kanae also does some really morally questionable things with old men at night when nobody is watching. At this point in the story, we actually don't know exactly what's going on with her home life, but all we know is that it's very much not good. But regardless, on one of her escapades at night, Hiroshi stumbles upon her with the old man and thinks that he's helping by yanking Kanae away and running away with her. One thing leads to another, and Kanae starts vomiting profusely, and Hiroshi tries his best to comfort her by hugging her. It just so happens that there was someone nearby who snapped a photo of them, and that photo made its way into a group chat of Kanae's bullies. One of the girls in the bullying group's name is Ichika, and she's kind of like the head bully. She also happens to have an intense crush on Hiroshi and decides to up the ante on the bullying on Kanae quite a bit. And in response to her bullying, Kanae gets the help from another person in her neighborhood named Narumi, and he, at Kanae's request, while Kanae films it, initiates something I can't even talk about on Ichika, and it's so gross. And the fact that Kanae even thought to do this to her, or to ask Narumi to do this, is so gross. And that is really the main reason why I hate Kanae so much, just because of this one action that I really can't talk about. But to me, it really cements that Kanae has no morals at all. Now, as the comic goes on, Kanae does get a little better, kind of. She's starting to purposely break the boundaries of the classroom politics that she hates so much, and she befriends a chubby girl named Tomiko, who also used to be her bully. So insert theme of forgiving those who have wronged you in the past, that hopefully we get back to later when Ichika pops up again. But Kanae is still doing some really morally questionable things, like pressuring Hiroshi to do things that he may not be comfortable doing. Now, you could say that she does this because she's used to her own autonomy being compromised by those around her, but that doesn't give her an excuse, and I still don't like it. Now, overall, I do really like this comic, not because I like seeing people suffer. I mean, I do see myself in Kanae quite a bit. You know, as somebody who's had some really scary mental health situations, I do relate with Kanae quite a bit when she feels like the world is ending around her. Some might call it overdramatic, others will understand that it really feels like a life or death situation. And we're starting to see how Kanae's mental health problems are not only affecting her, but affecting those who are in a relationship with her. I can really start to see, especially in the manga at this point, the cyclical nature of Kanae's behavioral problems that I think will only get her into deeper and deeper trouble. But also, I still hate her. So the manga is still ongoing, but I gave it a very tentative 8 on my anime list, which is a horrible website you should never go to. Now, it's a very, 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 very tentative 8. I wouldn't say it's necessarily groundbreaking. I mean, the way that mental health is portrayed is something I haven't seen in manga before, and I'm also totally on board for the whole really, really mentally ill protagonist. I mean, I really like March comes in like a lion, even though his is way more subtle than Kanae's. Kimi ni Aisarete Itakatta is kind of like a car crash that you can't look away from, or like 90 Day Fiancé.
I don't understand.
So what do you all think of this manga? Please let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Give me more stuff to read. I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming by. If you like this video, please give it a like and comment and follow. And bye bye.